Hi everyone, welcome back. It's New Year's Eve. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of 2016. How are you feeling? Now, I want to first of all thank you for joining me on today's video, which is the third video out of the 4-part series. And if you remember, I'm going to give you the 4-step process in order to show you how to trade property deals. Deal trading is the fastest way that I know of how to generate large pocketfuls of cash within a very short space of time. Now, one thing I do want to say is, just before we get to the content, I want to congratulate you on sticking with the journey and your ongoing commitment to improving the quality of your life. It is New Year's Eve, and I appreciate there's so many more things that you could be doing today. You could be meeting friends. You'll be going out with family. There's lots of distractions. What are you doing tonight? Where are you going to be when the clock strikes 12? Now, just for me personally, I'm going to be sat right here, preferably with one daughter in this arm, the other daughter in this arm. My wife sat right next to my side. I'm very family orientated. For New Year's Eve, it's not so much about parties. It's pretty much about seeing the new year in with my family. Now, on a business point of view, New Year's Eve for me is also about making resolutions for improving the quality of my life. Now, what did I do last year? How can I make 2017 even better? More importantly, ask yourself the same question. What did you do this year? What did you promise yourself that you were going to do this year? And more importantly, what are you going to do in 2017 that is going to improve your life? But it's clear to me that by watching this video that you're already committed in doing that, by making 2017 the best year that you're ever going to have. So here's a recap on some of the stuff that we covered in the last 2 videos. So in video 1 we covered a bit about my personal journey, how people laughed at me, how I got started, and how I went from 0 to £6 million within a very short space of time. I also shared with you stories of people like Vicky, Helen and Gareth, how they've gone off and actually done this by following the exact same 4-step process that you guys are going to learn over this period series. I also shared about how it worked in lots of different markets and how it's also worked for me and hundreds of other students, and I'm confident that it will work magic for you too. Now in video number 2, we looked and I shared about 3 virtually free ways to find homeowners that are struggling to sell their properties. And that was estate agents, aging, and also takeaway menus. And today we're going to be looking at step 2 of the 4-step process. If in case you've forgotten what the 4 steps are, it's find the deal, agree the purchase price, shine a spotlight on your deal, and get it sold. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at step 2 of the process, which is agreeing the purchase price. Now for me personally, this is probably the most interesting and the most exciting part, because you go and get to meet the vendor, you go and get to solve their problem, you go and get to understand what their needs are, and it's only then can we come up with a solution. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Why would someone sell me their house at a discount? What makes me so special? Why don't they just go and give their property to an estate agent and put it on the open market and get full market value? Now there's a couple of things that we don't know here and with that question right now. What's their pain? And where's their motivation? Now I'm going to let you into a little story, a little trick that I found is that people say that properties that are on Rightmove may not be motivated because they've got it on with an agent. But do you know what's going on in that person's life behind the background? Do you think that that person may have some pain? We know that they're motivated. They're already selling their property. But we just don't know the circumstances as to why. So we need to understand what their reason for moving or wanting to move is, and whether that is greater than the price that they're willing to receive. Does that make sense? We need to understand what they're paying, and what their motivation is. Now, their pain could be something as simple as they may have lost their job. They can no longer afford to pay their mortgage, which is an unfortunate circumstance, but also shows that they've got a problem. Now, my role in this whole scenario is that I'm the problem solver. As a deal trader, I will find someone who will buy their property off them and will create a win-win scenario. I've helped hundreds of people like this, if not thousands of people like this, over my span of 16 years as a deal trader. I'll give you an example of a story. Friday afternoon, I had a call off a young lady, and she had been selling her property in pretty much a chain, and that afternoon the chain broke. She had already committed herself to the next purchase. Now she had two steps. She could have let the chain go, she could have remained in her existing property. Or scenarios that she could try and rekindle the chain from her way upwards by trying to get a new sale on her property quickly. She decided that she wanted to make sure that to rekindle the chain, she called me that afternoon. We went out the same afternoon and we negotiated a deal with them. As a result of that, she managed to maintain the relationship with her future buyers. And as a result, she found her dream home, which her and her family could now move into. As a result of that, we actually did a very good deal with her, where she won as a result because she still managed to do what she had aimed to do, which was to move into that new property, and the investor who bought the property had a great deal. We also won in the centre as well because we made a fee for sourcing the property. Does that make sense? We simply acted as a trader. We didn't buy the property, and we didn't own the property. All we literally did, put the two people together, and we created a win-win-win scenario. And we've done hundreds, if not thousands, of deals like that. Pretty much, we do deals like that on a day-to-day basis. We understand what the problem is, we understand where the pain is, and we understand where the motivation is, and we create a solution for it. Now, every property is different. One may be that they're facing repossession. The next person may be that there may be an elderly couple that are looking just to downscale because they're living in a 3-bed house and all the kids have flocked the nest. The next call may be that they're looking to upscale. They've just had another child and they want a larger property. Now, one thing that you've got to understand is that as a result of us being problem solvers, we will manage to agree some form of a deal with them somewhere along the way. And I'd like to think that every deal that we go out to, we can find a solution for. We need to understand what they need to move. How do we calculate that? So, are they in negative equity? Have they got equity in the deal? How do we calculate that? What's currently on their mortgage? How much is outstanding? How does that calculate in comparison to the value that they've got? And remember, in this market, there's 3 kinds of values. There's a realistic market valuation, there's below market valuation, and then there's hope market valuation. Because we've come across lots of vendors who seem to think that their property that may be worth 100,000 is still worth 150,000, which they bought it for in 2006 prior to the crash. Now, where do they go with that scenario? And believe me, there is a solution for that as well. We also need to have a look at where they need to move to and how quickly they need to move. So every step of the way, we're finding a solution for them. And as a result of that, they then allow us to purchase their property, because as a result, that's nothing. All the steps that we've put in place is the kind of things that an estate agent, a traditional estate agent, can't offer, because they don't know who their buyers are. All they can do is they can put it out on a platform and they can wait for the buyers to come to them. Whereas as a deal trader, you're already going to have your army of purchasers who are looking to purchase great deals from you. And as a result, you're going to make great money from it as well. Now, in the next video, what I am going to be showing you is how to put a spotlight on your deal, how to make it look like the deal of the century, how to make sure that it's going to sell. So I'd like to thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you on our final video showing you how you can make cash flow from the deal that you've just negotiated from this very step. Thank you.